Hey, peace, guys. Hope everybody's had a great week. Good weekend. Sunday, the 5th of May. So, Cinco de Mayo for some people as well. Happy Cinco de Mayo if you're celebrating. Let me know where you're at around the world. I'm currently in the UK, United Kingdom. And I want to speak quite briefly on a topic which I'm going to expand a bit more on over the forthcoming weeks, which is this concept that we hear a lot from Muslims saying Jesus was a Muslim. So it's quite interesting because Muta Bill, who some may know as Napoleon from the Outlaws, he posted this video, and he always constantly posts a lot of Islamic rhetoric, which here we see some people debunking it, saying false. Now, I actually posted on this a few weeks ago, and I said this was false, and I didn't actually realize that somebody with a hidden page who's been trying to go backwards and forwards with me, saying debunked us. We're waiting for you to prove he wasn't a Muslim. Now, here's the thing: these people are so pig-headed that we don't need to prove that he wasn't a Muslim because we ain't making that false claim. If you're making the claim, which I say, and here stop begging it, it's you that needs to prove it, not the other way around. So I did invite this guy to come on and debate me sometime, and he was just talking some nonsense, talking about debating with me is like trying to one-on-one Jordan Prime, whatever that means. Go do some homework, he says, and but the Jews want to be on Reddit. He doesn't even know what the heck he's talking about. So I kind of told him, blah, 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 miss me with your empty rhetoric. The fact that you can't substantiate your claim says it all. You just want to believe whatever your cohort is saying. Cut out the lies, you copying and pasting from other religions. It's embarrassing. So he says, I see you scared to engage. I got you, man. Stop. For Jesus never called himself God or Son of God. The usual Islamic talking points. Now, here's the thing: we all know Jesus wasn't no Muslim, so we ain't gonna go backwards and forwards on that. We can play semantics on words, but we know that, especially with these Islamic guys, they do it when it suits them. So when it doesn't suit them to say something, it's one thing, and then when it suits them to try and claim something, it's another. So I'm really hoping this guy pulls up for a debate. I did message him a couple of times. Here we see, people who talk the most have these ghost pages where, following 15 people, zero followers, zero posts. Well, it does say his account is private, but I'm pretty sure that it would show the post and the followership. So anyway, it was quite interesting because I was waiting for this guy to hit me back up on this social media platform and let me know if he was ready to debate. And then when I came off the train in one of my journeys, I actually arrived into Birmingham New Street. And as I was coming through Birmingham New Street on this bank holiday weekend, they had a multitude of these Islamic Dawah guys out, and some of them are saying they've got these tables that say, 3 in 1, and Abraham, I believe they say Jesus, and they say Muhammad, and some of them say Muhammad, Moses, and Jesus, and they say, oh, three people the same message. So I'm kind of stuck there for a bit, and I'm looking and I'm like, do I really want to engage these people? Because I know what talking points they're going to come with, just similarly to like this guy's going to come with, Matthew 1 and say, oh, blah, blah, blah. And Jesus prayed like this. Not that that proves anything. And, there's no evidence to say he prayed the way that these Muslims pray. But they say, oh, well, he prayed this way. And it says that he put his head down, even though they're the same people that want to refute the Bible in the very next breath. So anyway, this is all going on in Birmingham. There's quite a few different things, and I spot like a Christian team. As I approach the Christian team, they're being very peaceful, preaching the word. And there's a Muslim guy that's blatantly drunk, walking up and down, trying to be antagonistic, trying to get up in their faces, so on and so forth. And I thought it was being quite obtuse. So I'm looking at this guy and thinking he's clearly got some kind of issues. He seemed very spiritually challenged, like demonic energy and that sort of thing. And we're there and these guys are preaching the word. So somebody comes over to me, and a Christian brother, I believe, and he's asking me some questions. So we're conversing for a bit. And then he says he wanted to know a bit more on why these Muslim Dawah guys had this stand up claiming about the free, follow these free messengers or something to that effect. So we stepped to one of the guys and we asked him, and in all fairness, he was respectful in his response. He wasn't antagonistic or anything. He was sort of like, oh well. I'll be at one thing he did say was a bit off because he was like, oh, we've got the original word, and if you've got the original Bible, then pull it out. But we've got the original Quran and we've got translations. Whereas with the Bible, you've only got translations. So I'm like, here's that talk about. I said, that's what you believe, dude. So I'm kind of like, I will never profess to your book or anything like that. So let's just put that out there. And actually, he was actually like, okay, you know what? That's, fair enough. You don't have to. But as we're about to start building and engaging into this conversation, because the Christian brother I was with, he wanted to hear me, really kind of go into it. That drunk scumbag, demonic Muslim guy who I said was walking up and down being antagonistic, he comes up to us and he kills the whole spirit of the engagement because he comes up and he starts talking some nonsense. Now this is in Birmingham. This is some drunk Asian guy and he's talking about something is from Handsworth and something about Ross Clark and blood. He's trying to drop all this terminology because he thinks he's talking to black people and how his family's just some big shots and they've worked so hard and they run Birmingham and all this stuff. And I don't know if he was related to the Muslim guy who lost the local election. He was trying to run for mayor, which is a whole different story. I believe his name Ahmed Yaqub or something to that effect. Now, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but his history or his connections can be questioned because they're very dubious in terms of the people that he's involved with, his family, so on and so forth, and just his whole campaign pitch, which was primarily based around Gaza and Kashmir and other places, nothing to do with the UK or UK citizens. So that was Ahmed Yaqub. So I'm glad that he didn't actually get a thing. Now, actually, he could have been related to him because they did have a similar look, and that's not me being judgmental and saying some of these guys all look the same because he was talking about his family, and we know a lot of these guys are quite connected within certain areas. So anyway, I get back to it, and the story where I pick it up from this guy, he's being trying to be antagonistic to the peaceful Christians. He's, I said to him, dude, you kind of talking to the wrong one because you telling me about hands off me. I said, that's my people, But I was trying not to feed too much into his foolishness because I could see he was drunk, which is kind of an oxymoron with him being a Muslim. I'm not saying, not for me to be his judge, but they always profess to, not drink often. But he was there drunk. And it's not just the fact that he's had a drink. He's drunk and he's letting his true character and spirit show, which was being weak and wicked, trying to antagonize the peaceful Christians, interrupting what would likely have been a respectful conversation, perhaps a debate, but initially it was still a respect, and even if it was a debate, it wouldn't be respectful. But he just kind of showed the true spirit of a lot of people involved with this is Islam. And I did share some of this story with somebody who's actually a Muslim, and she said, "Oh, he represents bad on himself and not Islam." But I said, no, to be honest, it represents bad on Islam because these guys are out there doing this Islamic dawah, so called. He's out there with them. He's acting like that. It does represent badly on Islam, not just on him as an individual, but also on the faith and the ideology because he's supposed to be representing it, especially in that position. So it does reflect badly. Sorry, guys, but I'm not saying I'm going to hold every Muslim to account for that and say that they charge them all with the same thing because I don't agree that would be fair or right. However, it is a testament to when we hear the scriptures and the words that say you will know them by their fruits. And in the case of this guy, you could see that his spirit was quite devilish, demonic, and wicked. So, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think it was just a one-off with this guy? If you guys have checked this out to the end, Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I will be back soon with a more extensive piece. You see this video on the screen where we see this guy saying Jesus is a Muslim, and that is the rhetoric that a lot of the Dawagandists and the Islamists want to spout. Now, I completely reject that. I don't know how you guys feel. Let me know in the comments. And this isn't coming from like a Christian or anything per se. This is just coming from my own sense of logic, understanding, and reasoning. I'm going to wind out on this one, bank holiday. So if you guys are doing anything, be safe, enjoy, stay up, stay woke, and don't forget, always look out for you folks. Peace.